Hello, welcome to the Middle Horn Leader, the unofficial, unauthorized underground publication of the global mid-voice experience. The purpose of this website is to celebrate the development and usage of mid-voice instrumentation that includes mellophones, mellophoniums, mellophone bugles, French horns, French horn bugles, flugelhorns, flugelhorn bugles, and those often misunderstood alto bugles. Here's your presenter, Scooter Pirtle.
Thank you and welcome. This program will feature the solo work of Barbara Maroney, the mellophone soloist with the Garfield Cadets in 1983 and 1984. The writing for the mellophone bugle and Barbara's performances during those seasons helped to redefine how the instrument was utilized as a solo voice by the drum and bugle corps activity. In the next few minutes, we'll explore several of her solo performances with the championship Garfield Cadets. You can read a brief biography and an interview with Barbara Maroney from March 1992 at our website, middlehornleader.com. Just click the articles link and locate the Barbara Maroney article near the top of the page. Click Barb's image and you'll be taken directly to the interview. You can also see links to the Drum Corps International website where you can purchase the full video and audio recordings that will be featured in this program. The G Bugle Choir utilized by drum and bugle corps from the late 1970s through the late 1990s has a characteristic tone quality that differs from traditionally pitched brass ensembles. To help some of our listeners who may be unfamiliar with the mellophone bugle and the G two-piston bugle choir, we're going to calibrate our ears a bit by taking a listen to a portion of the Garfield Cadets program. For orientation purposes, Barb is going to be the first musician heard in this recording from August 1983. As the bugle choir enters, the mellophone section will briefly carry the melody until it's taken over by the soprano section, adeptly supported by the baritone, euphonium, and contrabass bugle sections. Here's Jim Prime Jr.'s arrangement of In Nomine Patres from Bernstein's Mass that was featured as the second piece in the Garfield Cadets 1983 program. What makes that brief piece such a good example of a well-trained bugle choir is the relaxed, authentic timbre that's produced by the brass section. This unit really wasn't trying to mimic a symphonic orchestra or a jazz band. This is simply a great arranger and a great ensemble who were both content with obtaining an authentic performance with the instruments they had available to them. Simple Song from Bernstein's Mass is the closing piece utilized by the Garfield Cadets in 1983. It features a memorable and moving solo by Barb. It was a solo that would start Garfield's long tradition of featuring a mellophone soloist in a ballad in their future programs throughout the 1980s and 1990s. Barb admitted during our interview in 1992 that she was terrified during the solo as she performed for approximately 40,000 fans at the championships in Miami, Florida. Over 20 years of hindsight reveals that this isn't a perfect performance, but Barb played the challenging solo effectively and very successfully captured the essence of the piece. Here's Simple Song, arranged by Jim Prime Jr. and performed by the Garfield Cadets in August 1983, featuring soloist Barb Maroney. The Garfield Cadets 1984 program, based on Leonard Bernstein's West Side Story, was important in a lot of ways. The program represented startling advancements in program visual design and offered a great foundation for world-class brass and percussion arrangements. Many fans still believe this to be one of the best programs in the history of the drum corps activity. This was also a pivotal year for many of the marching members of the Garfield Cadets. Here's a brief snippet of a rather poor audio recording of an interview that occurred with Barb in 1992, where she briefly discussed the 1984 season.
At that time in my life, that was everything I was. And how I performed or what came out of my horn was really me. I mean, it was everything I had to offer at that time in my life. And I remember Golly, he taught me a lot of things. And one of those things was, you can always tell when what you do is a part of you and means something, or there's a reason behind it. And I don't know, I guess just being in the atmosphere that I was in, there was a reason behind it for me, and what it is, I'm not real sure.
Barb's solo near the conclusion of the 1984 program has few rivals in the annals of drum corps history, and it solidified her reputation as one of the best soloists in drum corps. For the more technically inclined listeners, Barb utilized a Dynasty 2 two-piston mellophone bugle with a Binge Mello 6 mouthpiece. Here's part of Garfield's performance from August 1984, featuring the solo work of Barb Maroney. If you would like to learn more about the 1984 Garfield Cadets, the Middlehorn Leader published a daily journal of a rookie mellophonist who participated in the corps during the season. Visit middlehornleader.com and click the articles link and look for the David Welch Journal. It's an incredible document that will provide a wealth of insight into that season through the eyes of a person experiencing drum corps for the first time as a participant. And that wraps up our program on Barbara Maroney and the Garfield Cadets. I'm Scooter Pirtle, and thank you very much for listening.
Thank you for listening to the podcast. For more information, please visit middlehornleader.com. Have a question or comment about this program? Contact Scooter at middlehornleader.com. This has been a Breathe Da production.